was just explaining how an engineer usually makes this common mistake of dealing with a set of requirements, usually handed over by some client or generally customer. And I basically explained how we could often make the mistake of jumping into optimizing or simplifying the whole flow and then making the mistake of not questioning or pruning the requirements early. It's a very interesting paradigm where you make this mistake really out of ingenuity. It's just that you might have developed this mental short circuit where you opt in for not really questioning things because you feel like you already know them or you feel like you are familiar with these requirements. That's what often smart engineers might do, trying to be convergent and then convergent on some specific answer in that. Then we might lack in situations where the set of requirements contains minor divergent set of sub requirements. In this case, not really questioning the requirements to the depth or to the fullest might lead us astray or lost in the forest of getting that story done or getting that minor task done. That is one thing that I have personally experienced as well, not really knowing about it in the past. I misplaced the order of actually getting a story complete or getting a task done. Now that I see it, now that I'm a bit more experienced in further fulfilling requirements in that, I now see that the proper order is placed this way. The first step would be you get handed over this set of requirements that you got to fulfill from either someone high above in the hierarchy or someone who's smart or someone who's not really caring about the requirements at all. The requirements are just delegated to you. Let me start from the mistake I did. I didn't really question the requirements given the fact that I was overconfident, or maybe I was confident in my ability to complete tasks or stories as soon as possible, believing in your own feet. That traps you in a way that you don't really question the requirements well enough. You don't really communicate by questioning and trying to filter out or cluster out the most relevant set of requirements and put the other set of requirements in their own place. Intensive questioning is very important. The first step is definitely questioning the requirements, questioning them iteratively as much as we can so that we could get a deeper insight into what the requirement is all about and which requirements are somehow fringing, as in they're divergent and not leading to a convergent path, and which ones are just too convergent that they could be automated. We filter out which set of requirements are convergent and divergent, and we don't really need to avoid the convergent ones, of course. That's not the filtering out mechanism that I'm suggesting here. But in the next step, which is the pruning process, or in the deletion process, where you remove, or temporarily remove, I should say, the set of requirements so that you could clear them out from the main thread. The main thread or the main execution line shouldn't be bothered by this minor fringing divergent paths or divergent set of requirements. I would rather call these requirements minor fringing divergent set of requirements because they essentially diverge you from completing the main task. They're more subordinate requirements. After pruning or deleting these requirements, then the next step is optimizing or simplifying the requirement further. In this step, you get to simplify the requirements as much as you can so that you could be able to deal with the core foundations of that specific story or task. Then after you optimize and simplify, the next step is to accelerate. So this could be putting the proper stack in place, putting the proper tools in place, maybe doing further cleanups and cleaning up the workstation and that, so that you could do this step all over again, get this good acceleration. You basically created this runway already, so you just run through it. The optimizing and simplification is actually prepping the workspace, prepping the necessary tools. Since you have pruned it well enough, the road of execution is pretty much cleared out for you. That means it's just running through or accelerating through that clear road and completing that story successfully. So this is some good general set of steps that anybody could follow, whether you're an engineer or not, but still generally you would see this among engineers. I've seen it with myself as well. I feel like I needed to share that. Peace.